So this is a demonstration of the Sun style 73 form competition form. Now this is taken from the original 98 Sun style form, but it's been revised and adapted for use in competitions so that each person can then perform the 73 form, and it becomes a lot easier to judge between them. So once again, we're back to single repetition, and I've put this in because this is really a great example of where the movements of the morning sunrise form have come from, and you will see some of the movements coming from this longer form. Once again, this gives you a great sense and feel of the flow and the grace of Tai Chi. And it's the transitions that are really interesting with Tai Chi, and keeping that balance between moving the hands and the feet all at the same time, coordinating it so everything is balanced and moves as one movement, so that you don't get the sense of a jerkiness or something that's out of place. Now some of these movements will appear in part 2 of the morning sunrise form, the second DVD. We will be doing kicks, and we will be doing different movements, some of the punches, some of the standing on one leg. So here we got the open and close once again. Now one of the things that is quite unique to this style is the follow step. So you'll do a movement, you'll step forward, and then you'll follow it with the back leg, then step back. And the stepping is much higher with this Sun style as opposed to something like Yang style or Chen style. There's quite a lot of open and close in this form, and what I like about that, it gives you a chance to recenter, get your rhythm back. I do a version of this form with multiple repetitions, and I really enjoy that. And I find that that gives you quite a good all-round form. And this is a very balanced form. It's very even. You won't get it all one-sided where you'll only kick with the one side of the leg. This form is very balanced, more so than the original 98 form. Lots of intricate footwork with this form. And you'll notice a lot of shift in directions. This is why, once again, I feel that it's important to have a form that faces forwards as a beginner form, because when you're trying to follow something like this, where you're shifting and changing, moving left, moving right, when you've got people behind you trying to follow, it's if you don't know the form, it's extremely difficult to try and follow someone else doing the form if they keep changing direction and you facing in different directions. This is really an outdoor form as well. It's quite tricky to perform this indoors. You have to keep stopping and starting, and obviously in a class environment we've got a nice big hall, then you can enjoy the expression of this form. Okay, so here we've got 2 kicks coming up here, so it's not just on the one leg, it comes through, kicks on the other side. and then flows into the next movement and just keeps flowing. And then you punch down, and then you've got a nice turn here. Also important to get the footwork right here so you don't break your flow. And then you've got a jumping kick. There's also quite a bit of balance required with this form as well. Coming up here, balance and spin on the ball of the foot. Now I really enjoyed this form. I think it's a wonderful form. It does really flow. I don't feel that there's any jerkiness to it. It's a very smooth form. So here it's a complete blind spot now for somebody wanting to follow this. So now we've done this sequence, the grass sparrow's tail sequence, on the other side. So this movement we have actually in the morning sunrise form, hands separating. This is a nice sequence. You draw the hands in, you open them, you bring them back together, and then you push the arm and you swivel on the heel, push. This is quite tricky to go from that stance and try and do that turn and try and get yourself facing with the feet in a short horse again.